Hello, everybody. What's going on? How you guys doing today? Welcome to another episode of Satisfactory. And you caught me in a very not so rare moment of my life where I'm having electrical issues. But why? Wait, actually, why? Why am I having electrical issues? Do I need another biomass burner? Yep. It looks like that was the issue. So adding a new biomass burner actually solved the issue, but not for long. That's going to last a whole 10 minutes, but hopefully it gives us enough time to do what we want to do today, which is work on a coal factory, baby. I went ahead and already upgraded, and we got the new stuff. We got the fluid buffer, which I'm pretty excited about, but the big things really are the coal generator and the water extractor, which we need to make a fully functioning coal factory. Now, here's the thing. I realized real quick, off camera, that my copper production is not going to cut it. And this factory here isn't going to be a mega factory. And it's because there's not a whole lot of resource nodes around this area. So what I need is not a massive coal factory, but a coal factory that will at least operate this whole entire factory. If that makes sense, and I hope it makes sense. Now, to prepare for today, making a coal factory, I went ahead and stuffed some power shards into my copper factory, which has given me a full force of 120 copper per minute, which is coming up here and creating 3 different types of material here. Obviously, we have the copper wire, we have the copper cable, and then now we are also making some copper plating here. And this is what's going to be used to make the pipes that we need to pipe the water into the coal factory. So now this isn't the most efficient farm here, but it's running, it's going, and it's pumping out resources so that way we can accomplish what we want to accomplish today. I should probably add hopefully to that last sentence. Hopefully it allows us to accomplish what we want to today. So first things first, let's look and see where the nearest coal is. I'm pretty sure I saw one. Yes, in this general direction. It looks like we have a good amount. Holy moly. Now I wonder what the purity is on it. I'm hoping it's pure, but I don't think we're going to get lucky in this series like this. Nope, and that's the definition of unlucky right there. I don't have explosives yet, so we'll come back to this one. There's another one around here, though. What is this? Oh, great. Okay, great. It's being guarded. Normal? Normal. I don't know why I brought up that prompt. What about you? Normal and another normal? Yep. Okay, well, we can combine all these normal nodes and make a good functioning coal factory. Like I said, the goal isn't to go massive with this coal factory. This goal is just to, my goal is just to go with an efficient coal factory so I can power this whole entire factory. And I think with 3 normal coal nodes, oh my goodness, that was hard to say. I think with 3 normal coal nodes and 1 down the line that we will open up once we get explosives, I think that'll be more than enough and can satisfy our energy production for maybe even more than this farm, depending on how big this farm factory gets. I think that word's interchangeable, farm and factory. Get with it. So now that we have the necessities ready and we know where the coal nodes are, I think there's nothing left for us to do other than get this coal factory started. So without further ado, hopefully this is the last time I have to put solid biofuel back into these guys. But without further ado, let's knock out this coal factory. And you'll never guess what happened next. In the middle of this recording, my wife decided to upgrade my computer. Now I have an Intel LGA 1700 ATX motherboard, which allows for all the doodads and knickknacks to be inserted into it so it could do cool things. A Core i7 Raptor Lake 3.4 gigahertz processor, which processes the processes very precisely and proficiently. A GeForce RTX 4070 Ti, which magically turns the good graphics into greater graphics, which is supported by this brand new monitor. Ooh, look at this guy! And to top it all off, I got me this sick, nasty EVGA Supernova power supply, which sometimes makes my battery pack beep, which is robot for "you're doing a great job, Squid, keep it up!" But in all seriousness, I have no idea what's inside this computer. It looks pretty, but my wife and my buddy Cal are the technical geniuses that put this guy together, so I'm assuming what's in there is a state-of-the-art masterpiece, but I'm just taking their words for it. But that's why there was a 2 to 3 week gap in video making there. So from here on out, the video is going to come out more regularly, and the quality of both the videos and my stream over on Twitch are going to increase pretty dramatically. Now, I'm not going to bore you with this anymore. Let's get back into the video. And half of the project is done. We now have 5 coal generators, which are producing 75, I think it is? Yeah, 75 megawatts per minute, per second. I don't know how electricity works. But we have quadrupled the size of our energy production now. If you see here, we are producing 375 megawatts and only using a little under 200 megawatts, which is decent, but not necessarily where we want to be, especially because this thing is going to continuously grow from here on out, especially once we start using steel and stuff, which I believe is the next phase. We're going to have to start making steel products and all of that fun stuff. So I think what I want to do is I want to expand this just a tad bit more. See, currently what we're doing... Where's all my coal? What happened to my coal production here? Was it as simple as that? It just didn't have... Ah, okay. It was as simple as that. Long story short, we have 2 miners here. They're producing 60 coal per minute without any overclocking or anything like that. And then they're going on to a 120 per minute line. So you can see it's building up to max capacity on this line. And then that is now going into our coal generators, which I hope we didn't mess anything up with those not being powered. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Oh, we're running so low. Oh no, they're all really low. This is not good. We might have to turn some stuff off, because I don't want to bring the biomass burners back. And there we go. Everything's kicked back on. We have a steady line of 375 megawatts with a consumption of 230 something. But that might just be because we just kicked on the system. Long story short is this 375 megawatts is simply not going to be enough. So we can either wait until we get Mark III belts, Mark IV belts, and so on and so forth. Or what we can do is research some explosive boys. That way we can open up this coal node, and we'll have this coal node, which means we can have a full line of 120. And simple math tells me that I would have then 750 megawatts of power. Now, bear with me, because this part is a process. And I really don't want to get into this process. It's kind of a roundabout way of doing things, but I want to do it because my brain is telling me I have to do it, and there's no other way to do it. But I know there are other ways. I don't want to explain it anymore. So to get the Nobelisk, I need to go ahead and research it in the MAM. So I need 50 black powder, which is essentially easy enough to do. Just a couple minutes over at the sulfur pit, just getting some sulfur so I can turn into black powder. And cable, which is obviously something that I already have in abundance. The issue here is I need steel pipes. Now, to get steel pipes, I have to be in the hub here and research basic steel production. That's going to open up the ability to make steel pipes, specifically using foundries, which we can put in, I believe, iron and copper, or is it iron and coal? I can't remember which one's which, but you put two resources together and you can then make steel pipes. So to unlock this, I need modular frames, which was easy enough. I just sent rods over into this section and reinforced iron plates into this section, which is going into an assembler up here on top, which gives us modular frames, and then they are thrown in here. Now, the funny thing about steel is apparently you don't have to use a foundry, which you would think you definitely would. But you could just use a crafting bench. You go in here, and as long as you have iron and coal, you could just craft steel ingots, which doesn't make much sense. But I mean, crafting iron ingots didn't make much sense in the first place, so we'll take what we can get here. And then we just throw those steel ingots into here, and we are going to make steel pipes. Do I have enough? I think we're okay. I hope so. All right, and the moment we've been waiting for, haha! I've never actually thrown one of those, so I'm wondering if that's going to work. And explode! Hey, it did! Yes! Oh, I feel like the explosion should have been bigger. Like I'm a little bit disappointed. But now, at least, we can double our energy production. So, let's just go ahead and do it. And we are finito burrito, at least for now, right? Eventually, once we start getting the next level of belts and the next level of miners, this thing is going to grow exponentially. In fact, once we get to the late game, this plus 10 more can be powered by one of those nodes down below. So the fact that we have 4 nodes is insane, and we're not going to need to use all 4 of those nodes just to power this little facility here. But look, we're at a place right now where we're producing 750 megawatts, baby. And you know what that means? That means we can start doing some relatively larger projects. And what I'm kind of hinting at is next episode, I want to go ahead and start getting steel production done and knocked out. Because what that's going to allow us to do is start working on things like getting the miner Mark II, which is going to be fantastic. Without overclocking the machine, you could already make 120 resources per minute, which is a freaking fantastic thing at this point in time. Then we can overclock it and start getting things up to 240, which is going to get us to the point where we get logistics Mark III, which is going to give us that Mark III belts. And I think that's 270 resources per minute. So we're going to be able to double our production. But as you can see, we're going to need things like steel beams and steel pipes just to be able to do the bare minimum here. And we can't just kind of cheat it like we did today and made just bare minimum. No, we're actually going to need a steel factory. Partially because from here on out, when we start using these Mark III belts, we're going to need steel beams to make those belts. Oh, it's going to be a fun project. It really is. So next episode, we're going to venture out and look for a much, much better place to build this steel factory. I'm not going to try to use these coal nodes that we are currently using for coal generation. I am going to venture out and find a much better place that we could officially have our steel factory. So, exploration next episode, new factory building episode, and we don't have to worry about electricity because it is already being manufactured here at the home base. I am incredibly happy with this, and just seeing that we have so much more room to work with as far as energy is concerned, and that we got rid of biomass burners. Oh my goodness. So much stress has been relieved and lifted off of my chest. And that's where I'm going to call it quits for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that this episode took a long time to release. With everything that was happening with the computer, it took a while. Also, trying to plan on what to do after I got my computer back, it took a bit as well. But we are back on the grind, and you can expect these videos to come out a whole lot more regularly. I love you guys to death. Thank you guys for sticking in there with me. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.